myself and Jose walk out of here. And, one last thing, to all my people in San Diego, the ones that came down, I gave you guys a hell of a fight. And now you know that if I go down, I'm coming back up.
How did you do it? Did you think you were going down with it?
You know what? This whole time, I had a good friend of mine, Gavin, stand behind me. He kept on putting an analogy in front of me. You're going in as a gladiator, you gotta walk out like a gladiator.
B Marsh Boxing back at it one more time. This is my post-fight review. This vicious, man, thriller fight, man, we had between Antonio Orozco as the challenger, challenging Jose Ramirez, the WBC 140-pound champion, junior welterweight, man. This was a great fight, man, from beginning to the end, you know what I mean? Um, Antonio Orozco came to fight, you know what I'm saying? This man came to fight. You know, I had the man Jose Ramirez winning this fight 8 rounds to 4, you know, but the good rounds, man, round four, the man Antonio Orozco drops the man. I mean, Orozco gets dropped by Jose Ramirez. They trading, you know what I'm saying? They trading punches, and the man Jose Ramirez, Antonio Orozco tries to throw a wide left hook, but he gets caught with a flush straight right hand down the pike, bang, puts him on the canvas. You know what I mean? Clean right hand. I'm surprised he even got up, you know what I'm saying? But he did. But this was a war of attrition type of fight, you know what I'm saying? Jose Ramirez, being the taller fighter, was pumping out his jab and he was going to the body, you know what I'm saying? He was landing some flush right hands, but so was Antonio Orozco, you know what I mean? Let me hear what this guy got to say one time.
Message you sent tonight.
First of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank all my fans in Central California that I love a lot. I want to thank my family, my team, from my manager, Rick Meridian, to my promoters, like Mario, my corporate. Yeah, I gave the man Antonio Orozco rounds 2, 6, 7, and 11. You know, those particular rounds, I thought the man Antonio Orozco was timing now, you know what I'm saying? After getting battered in round 4 and put on the canvas, now he got to his boxing, you know what I mean? Doubling and tripling up his jab, you know what I'm saying? Throwing the straight right hand over Ramirez wide left hooks, because Ramirez is a guy who throws a lot of wide punches, you know what I mean? And it's amazing that the shorter fighter, being Orozco, who would usually by default be the hooker, you know what I'm saying? But he was landing some flush lead right hands down the pike, you know what I'm saying? Because this guy was throwing some wide left hooks, you know what I mean? And it's amazing that he didn't go down in round 4. That he did go down and he got back up, you know what I'm saying? And then round 8, the man Antonio Orozco, he lost focus a little bit. Yeah, he lost focus a little bit in round 8. He was looking at the ref, and Jose Ramirez jumped up on him and was catching him with body shots all night. And he caught him with a vicious left hook to the liver that sent the man down to the canvas real quick. It was a delayed reaction, but he went down. But the thing about it, the guy Antonio Orozco, he got back up immediately. You know what I'm saying? After getting body with the body shot. There was another instance in that round when Jose Ramirez.
Jose, we've all known your great story. We know what you signified. Tonight was the beginning.
Jose Ramirez was putting the pressure on Orozco in round 8. After he had dropped him with a body shot, he hit him with another body shot that buckled his legs. The man sat on the ropes, but that should have been called a knockdown, but it wasn't. I want to, know Alex did some talking, and I know some of it might be from his management. I know, I seen him at the ESPYs Awards. He was very respectful. But I would like to see the fight unified, and then hopefully fight for Grace after he gets out of that tournament. Win or lose, I want for Grace. Even though if he doesn't win the WSB, I would like to face him.
Robert, how would you assess your new pupil's progress?
I think it's a process.
Yeah, the man says he wants to fight the man Regis Progress. That's not happening no time soon. The man Regis Progress is going to be occupied in that World Boxing Super Series junior welterweight tournament.
What do you say to Fresno this evening?
Oh. Yeah, hey, one thing about it for sure, man, the place wasn't jam-packed, but the atmosphere was live as hell up in that piece, you know what I mean?
over there in Fresno for the hometown guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, it reminds me of the man. What's his name? Jose. Next top ranked fight is on ESPN Plus. Jose Uzcategui versus somebody. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, but it reminds me of Tony the Tiger Lopez, a man from Sacramento, you know what I'm saying, back in the 90s, who had a big following in Sacramento, you know, small town, big following type of guy, small town, big fan base. And the atmosphere reminded me of that, you know. Tony the Tiger Lopez fought a lot of good fighters in Sacramento. Rocky Lockridge and Brian Mitchell. You know, he had fights with John Molina, lost to John Molina, beat John Molina, fights with Cesar Chavez, you know what I mean? So he had a good resume. He was a good fighter, you know what I mean? You know, so yeah, that's what the atmosphere reminded me of. But you know, I had the man Jose Ramirez winning this fight 8 rounds to four, 115 to 110 on my scorecard. 110 because of the two knockdowns, one in round four and one in round eight. The man Antonio Orozco eye was fucked up. He was caught with a left hook. His right eye was busted up in round five with a left hook. So you know, Jose Ramirez put on a show out there. You know what I mean? But to me, he's vulnerable. In order to beat a guy like him, he is an active fighter. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Mike D, the so-called black? What's happening? I see you in the chat. Yes, sir. The fight was vicious, man. Good ass fight. You know, but one way to beat the guy, you know what I'm saying? The guy is a volume puncher, you know what I mean? So it's gonna take a slick fighter, you know what I'm saying? A guy to, you know, really make this guy miss a lot of punches, you know what I'm saying? He's easy to be hit, you know. He was getting caught with flush right hands from the shorter fighter, you know what I'm saying? You know, the guy, even at times, Antonio Orozco was out boxing him from the outside, being the shorter fighter, you know what I mean? The man, Jose Ramirez, he kind of hunches down, maybe because he was a much taller fighter, but his hunching down with his back and shoulder kind of reminds me of Oscar De La Hoya, you know what I'm saying? He's not really fighting tall, even though he is the taller fighter, you know what I mean? But in the rounds that he did win, I'm not going to say it was strictly from the outside, you know what I mean? But he was landing some vicious body shots, which is one of his strong suits, you know? But a guy like Regis Progress has a chance to beat him because Regis Progress hurts opponents. And this guy does have a chin, you know what I'm saying? But I think those are the type of fighters who going to beat him. A guy who puts who puts pressure on him and can tap that jaw, you know what I'm saying? Can get in on them exchanges and win them exchanges, unlike Antonio Orozco tonight. And a guy who has slick defense, make a miss and counter punching, you know what I'm saying? And moving. Just straight pure boxing, you know what I mean? Which Amir Imam is better at him in boxing, but Amir Imam just couldn't keep the guy up off him, you know what I mean? So good fight nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? You know, I was entertained, very much entertained. And Antonio Roscoe, I'm sorry, Jose Ramirez is not in the World Boxing Super Series tournament, so I don't know what's next for him, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the winner of Maurice Hooker versus the Sosado guy, you know what I mean? That's going to be a fight happening on ESPN, matter of fact, because Bob Arum's outfit, Top Rank, and them, they won the purse bid for that fight. So B Marsh Boxer, leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know what y'all thought about this fight. Anthony Purvis, what's happening, big man? He's in the chat. He says, good fight, B Marsh. Ramirez has a good beard too, man. Us Dazzle Roscoe. And it was actually guys saying that this fight was trash, shaking my head. I never thought it was trash, you know. This guy was undefeated. You know, this was a fight between two undefeated fighters, you know what I mean? And Antonio Orozco, I hadn't seen him in the ring in a while, but he came to fight, you know what I'm saying? As a challenger, he put it all on the line. So big ups to him, man. I was clapping like a motherfucker after round four, man. That was a standing ovation type of round right there. Yeah, Pierre Daniel, what's happening? He's in the chat. He says it was a great fight. Great fight indeed, you know what I mean? I'm here on the East Coast, man. It's like 1:40 something. It's 1:15 a.m., you know what I mean? And I'm glad we got this fight on ESPN on a Friday night. Reminded me of Friday night fights, you know what I mean? Minus Teddy Atlas. Teddy Atlas wasn't there, but nevertheless, great night of fights, you know what I mean? Pierre Daniel says 2:15. I'm here in Nova Scotia. Where's that at? Nova Scotia. That's in Canada, right? Over there, like on the east coast of Canada, isn't it? Nova Scotia. If I'm not mistaken, that's where it's at. Isn't it, Pierre Daniel? Yep, 2:15 here. Yeah, it's over there on the east coast of Canada. Yeah, man, but big ups to everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming through. Pierre Daniel, Mike D, the so-called Black, Anthony Purvis, big ups to all y'all, man. Thanks for coming through. Leave your thoughts and comments if you're going to listen on the archives. And I'm out of here. One.